Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to present Ms. Mai Osama Bahgat, who majored in electronics engineering and who has been selected to bring a message from the graduating class. Ms. Bahgat.
President David Arnold, honorable members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, beloved families, friends, and guests, and of course, fellow graduates of the class of Spring 2010. Okay. Good evening. Today marks the culmination of an important phase of our lives. Woven into our diplomas are the countless achievements, the lessons, and the endless effort it has taken for us to reach this point. However, today not only represents our academic achievements, but also the beginning of our role in society. For 5 years now, I have been a student at AUC. A typical student, similar to the other 5,500 students on campus, 450 of whom are prepared to graduate today. For years now, we have not just been students at AUC, but also part of an audience for the rest of the world. We have watched changes take place on both the global and national levels, and we have been affected by these changes. We witnessed the war in Lebanon and later in Gaza. We were frightened by the outbreak of the bird and swine flu epidemics that brought the world to its knees. We were hit by the desperation caused by the global financial crisis, and we were inspired as we saw change take over America in the form of its first African-American president. We felt the political consequences of a soccer game, and we saw environmental negligence play a part in an earthquake shattering Haiti. Though we were affected by these events, and the many more that took place over the past few years, we seldom had an effect on them. For years now, we have been an audience, watching as the bigger players made decisions. Bigger players, armed with their degrees and their experience, their knowledge and their power, the ones who know better. We have admired, despised, criticized, and applauded these bigger players. We have celebrated their triumphs, and we have been disappointed by their failures. Through the pursuit of our undergraduate degrees, we have increased our understanding of them, exploring how and why their actions unfolded. We have learned to mimic them through the wide array of political, social, economic, and leadership conferences, and we have further discovered our interests through the numerous other extracurricular activities on campus. We have learned more about the society we live in and its unfulfilled needs by reaching out to our community through community service clubs. And through all of this, we have learned more about ourselves and the types of people we will be when we become the bigger players. And today we become the bigger players. are no longer part of the audience, but instead we are part of the cast. From now on, we take part in decisions, and we affect the changes. As Aristotle once said, the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. As the youth, the fate of the world depends on us. Many of us may wonder if we are prepared for this, and if we are qualified for the duties this entails. In all cases, the responsibility is ours, regardless of what we choose to do with it. It is up to us to triumph or to teach others while learning from our mistakes. From now, armed with our degrees, our views gain more credibility and our voices become louder. For years now, the world has been waiting for us to step up, take responsibility, and inspire it, affect it, mold it in the ways we have learned how. Starting today, it is up to us to take what we have been fortunate to learn and apply it to our society, outside the shelter of the AUC community. The world is now in the palm of our hands, and just a few years down the line, it will be what we have made of it. As we become the bigger players, it is up to us to live up to this responsibility, to not fall short, to correct what we have learned while we watch from the sidelines as AUC students. Our responsibility weighs more since we are part of a small community in Egypt who has learned how to think rather than what to think. Finally, I would like to seize this opportunity to thank my parents for their incessant support through every step it took for me to reach this point. Your encouragement was all I needed during the most difficult of times. And since I am sure that every graduate would like to thank their parents as they receive their diplomas, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all parents in the audience on behalf of the graduating class. You are the reason we are here today. Graduating class of spring 2010, keep your ideals high enough to inspire you and low enough to encourage you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bahgat, for your thoughtful and inspiring remarks. I think you are a wonderful representative of your graduating class.